Wow.
It's good.
Amazing. Welcome back to Squelch, the video game book club. I'm Dano.
I'm Mad at Arms.
And I'm Stormreed. And we're here to remind everyone that Dragon Age Origins is a game, and games are supposed to be fun. This week, we are going to the Landsmeet, the Arl of Denerim's estate, Fort Drakon, and the Elven Alienage. And next week, we'll finish up the game.
Yay.
Legitimately excited for today. Like, this episode's going to be buckets of fun. And then also next week, like, I was editing the podcast, I was like, the show notes, I was like, we forgot the most amazing thing. I was like, oh, the amazing thing happens next week. So these
Enchantment?
Enchantment indeed. It's one of those if you know, you know situations.
And I don't.
It's
so
like
if you are also lost at home, I'm with you.
It's very much like the in color, like enchantment, and then the like black and white, like dark enchantment. And it's like, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Nothing better than talking about a meme. Those are always the best way to
don't let anybody
explain.
in on the joke. That's not our way.
No,
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, no. We'll talk about it next week, though, because it's an amazingly fun part of the game. It's 5 seconds of the game, but also one of the most fun parts of the entire game.
Yeah.
Should we just, like, hop right into this crazy episode?
Let's do it.
I think we should.
All right. First, though, we have to thank our patrons and our Twitch subs.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank.
Nice work. And thanks to Schwal for their Twitch sub. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks to our patrons and our Twitch subs. If you want to throw us a prime, cool. Super cool. Do that. Otherwise, throw us anything you want, really. We'll take it. You get access to Squelch Out for Dork on our Discord. Through our Discord, patrons get Patreon. Patrons who wow, words.
They're hard.
Words are so hard.
Words.
Just
don't expect Dano to say real words. Sentences are tough. It's been a day. We're gonna have fun our own little way.
Oh, here I was. I'm looking for my notebook and pen to take a note down of like, gotta start over here. Here is the time at 9 minutes and 26 seconds. Go back here and then re-record the patron. Thank you. But my notebook is missing. So friends, this is just going out to everybody.
Yep.
So thank you very much, patrons and Twitch subs, for helping us to put out this terrible, terrible podcast. You do get access to After Dork. After Dork is our podcast after the podcast. This week, we are going to talk about Money in the Bank, which I don't believe is about actual money in the bank. I think it's a wrestling thing.
It is a wrestling thing. As Matt and I slowly eventually turn Squelch into a After Dork wrestling podcast, we'll get there one episode at a time.
I got opinions on this. I got opinions on Money in the Bank.
I'm going to be honest, kind of tack adjacent.
Not so much about the wrestling, more about the presentation.
Oh, okay. What'd you say, Dano?
That kind of tack adjacent there, a little angry chicken adjacent.
Right?
Wasn't there some like a lot of wrestling talk on Angry Chicken as well?
I mean, when Dills was there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Funny. Old. Probably. How long has TAC been not a podcast? Like 2 years?
3 years now.
3 years?
2 years now. Hat's been at Team 5 for like 2.5 years now.
Yeah. Time, man. Time is funny.
Right?
I said we were going to get right into it, and instead we did the exact opposite. So, real quick, let's go over to lore.
This one's a real page-turner.
Matt, last week I asked you to write us a limerick about what we did this week, and
you
did the thing. So
Yeah.
because let's hear that.
I mean, ask and you shall receive, right? I mean, go ahead and start the timer. This isn't going to take all 74 seconds.
I
right?
assume not, so I wasn't going to, but I can if you want me to. Here we go.
I mean,
okay.
no, we don't need the timer then. No, it's fine. You know,
Timer
so
started.
so here's my limerick about what we did last week. There was a party who went to Orzammar. We took the deep roads and went really far, deep into THAIG, and in the end I soon did beg. But at least with the dwarf army, they bring their own bar.
Nice. It is THAIG, so it doesn't really rhyme with beg. So
it does in my limerick.
That was actually legitimately impressive. Nice job, Matt. All right, quick cast of characters.
Hold on. Stormrage is thinking. I can see Stormrage thinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if anything rhymes with THAIG, and I got nothing that fits in any sort of good. It feels like orange here. Of like, yeah, there's technically like door hinge, and there are words that like kind of slant rhyme, but I don't know like big, sig, wig, tig, flag. None of these are real words. They're just sounds.
You're not right. I think just
Did
pronounce.
you just say I'm not right?
No, I said you're not wrong. I said you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I think you might have said I'm not right.
Oh well, there you go.
and we have a show title already, so it's fine.
Oh, we do. That's really exciting. It's a really good show title. All right, let's talk about Alistair first. Alistair is a human Templar warrior, one of 2 Grey Wardens left in Ferelden, or maybe there's another. He is the heir to the throne of Ferelden because his dad was king, his mom was a servant, and they were friends. Dog is our dog.
They were such good friends, they wrote a letter to the stork, asking so very kindly if the stork would drop something off for them, and the stork said yes.
And that yes was Alistair. Dog is our dog. Dog is a good boy. Leliana is Norwegian bard and Chantelay's sister. Morgan is a shapeshifter and apostate mage who we met in the Carcory Wilds. Her mother is Flemeth, who is the Witch of the Wilds, I believe is what her name is. Sten is a Canary warrior who whines just all the time. Wynn is a circle healer who is actually dead and kept alive by a friendly spirit. Shale is a sentient bit of rock. And Zevran is an Antivan crow hired by Logain and Arhal to assassinate the warden. And Zevran is the best.
Is he?
Go ahead.
Is he?
Well, it's for everyone but you.
For later
Yeah,
in the
no.
show.
I mean, Zevran's
Spoiler
great.
alert for later in the show.
2 other people to know about for sure this week. We have Arhal. Arhal is the number 2 in charge after Logain. He is the Arl of Denerim, which is the capital city of Ferelden. And then we have Logain MacTyr, who is the former hero of Ferelden. He helped liberate them from the Orlesians. So they are both a lot in this episode.
He sucks.
And he does so much. So much. They both really do, actually. We don't get into how much Arhal is also awful because we just kind of brush over that part a little bit.
Awful.
But he's awful as well. Awful. They're both just really awful. All right, here we go. Time for the recap.
Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
Thanks, Duncan. So, we've done it. We have used all of our treaties. We have everybody agreeing to assist us in the coming blight that is at our front doorsteps. We saved the Circle Mages from a revolt from within the tower that resulted in a lot of possessed Templars and free demons. We saved the Earl of Redcliffe from an assassination attempt by Logain, and maybe helped his son from becoming an abomination. We negotiated peace of some form between the Dalish elves and some werewolves, and we ventured deep into the deep roads, found the Anvil of the Void, dealt with a crazy paragon and a golem paragon, and crowned a new king. Now it is time for us to deal with Logain MacTyr. You remember him? The leader of the Ferelden military who abandoned the battlefield at Ostegar and left his king and the Grey Wardens to die because he was scared that the Orlesians were coming to help stop the blight. And I keep asking myself, is that really the reason? Is he not, mind controlled by Darkspawn? Is he not gone crazy? Is he not taking a bribe? No, he's just pretty racist, I think is the best thing that I've got. And that's maybe the biggest villain of all. Well, during all of this, he and his cronies have been in the background fighting a civil war against the nobility of Ferelden, who don't like the idea that he assassinated the king via Darkspawn. The time and place of that is the Landsmeet, a traditional meeting of Ferelden nobility, where we are going to, once and for all, figure out this whole king thing, so that we can finally get on with the business and stop the blight. We begin at the Earl of Redcliffe's estate in Denerim, where Logain, Howe, and a new lackey named Lothering? Is that?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yep. Nope.
Are
Close
all,
enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
Great. All of them are like, wow, I can't believe you called this Landsmeet during a blight. You are so dumb to do this. The queen is such a great leader, and I'm a traitor of our army, so what are you even complaining about? Oh, and wow, you have the great warden who totally killed King Calen. Something I definitely didn't do. Wink.
I saw just one, like, we make fun of like how ridiculous this all sounds, but the game does such an amazing job of like Logain just turning everything, like everything real is fake and everything fake is real, and he just managed to make everybody like who is on the right side of everything sound wrong and awful and dumb, and you're like, wait, no, am I just the bad guy? It's
I mean,
really amazing how awesome they are at it.
You actually make you consider a few things. Like, really? It's like, maybe. No.
Yeah, it is interesting how if all you do is just tell people that you should be scared of a singular group of individuals, like, say, the Warden or the Orlesians, and then just, like, repeat that claim repeatedly, even without any sort of evidence or scientific backing or really any proof of any way, shape, or form, that people tend to believe the person with the extremely loud microphone, even if what they're saying is complete dog doo-doo.
Even when, like,
not that would be applicable in any way, shape, or form to our current reality. That would be silly.
Yeah, no, I'm
so
glad I could
much
escape from
evidence,
this.
So much evidence to the contrary as well. It's like, no. My entire army was there and left the field with me, but don't worry, any of them that aren't saying what I said, they're just bought by the Orlesians. You know, they're just paid actors. This was written in like the mid-aughts, y'all. Like, it's really awful.
Pretty bad.
It's great though. It's actually fantastic writing. It's really good. Because
it is really well written.
If they had missed on writing Logain, the entire game would have fallen apart. Like, if he was poorly
100%.
written, it'd have been like, what? No one buys any of this. But he is so well written. So well written. Even though you can look at him and go, that's the bad guy.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, because like I compare this to Saren from Mass Effect 1, and I think that that they are like the two genders of fantasy villains, if you will. Where Saren is like a legitimate good guy who's trying to kind of at the end of the day save himself and save as many people as he can. He's just doing it in a way where he's also brainwashed and is like unaware of his full actions. Whereas Terran Logain is fully aware of his actions and just is kind of a bad dude.
But was an incredibly good dude. But was a good dude. He was a good dude.
And he has his motivations aren't terribly wrong, because then they just come out of a war with Orlesia.
Yeah, so he was part of that. Like, they were, so like Ferelden was occupied by Orlais for a couple of hundred years, I believe, and
France.
Calen's dad, whose name I'm forgetting right now, and Logain, who was just a farmer, basically like put together this ragtag group of revolutionaries and freed Ferelden from Orlais. So like, you can like kind of see where he's coming from, but the problem with him is, but Orlais has moved on. You have not. Yeah. And so like all these problems that you're saying you see aren't actually problems, and you are the one who's creating other problems here. Like, Orlais just wanted to help because the blight is bad for everyone. So if you stop the blight early, that's good for everyone. But like, he couldn't see that. And that is the whole motivation there, was like, he couldn't see any good in Orlais. That he couldn't see that, yes, there was a common enemy. And so because he couldn't see that, everything he did from like that point on was completely like backwards, basically. So he, like, from his point of view, Orlais is the ultimate evil, not the Darkspawn. And so therefore, like, their allegiance have to be stopped. And so it's really interesting, fascinating, incredibly well written, incredibly fascinating and awesome villain too. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say it's fantastic. I love him. He's great.
It's very, very interesting. From moving on, Redcliffe gives us an info dump about Kaelin's dad, whose name is Marek, I believe, Mark Theron, and Loghain, and how they are incredible heroes, but now one is dead, / missing, and the other is kind of a jerk, but a jerk we should respect, relatively. Redcliffe's plan seems to be relatively straightforward. He does nothing. Now, while he's busy doing nothing, we convince some fence-sitters that Loghain really does suck. We put Alistair on the throne, even though he doesn't really want to be king, because he is the bastard son of the king. And sure, the queen was pretty great when she was pretty much, running the country for King Caelin. And yeah, she is super confident, but maybe you didn't notice that she doesn't actually have royal blood, which means obviously she can't just be a leader. Just someone who's married to leaders. That's a fine position for her to be. Well, off we go to convince the fence-sitters. But before we can leave, we are stopped by Queen Honora's handmaid. She tells us the queen has been imprisoned by Arl Howe, one of Loghain's croniest cronies. The whole plan is to show everybody that Loghain is off his rocker, proving that his best buddy kidnapped his daughter is certainly a great way to do that. Which I think is an important thing to remind people that Loghain literally kidnaps his own daughter to prevent her from being queen. It's wild. It is absolutely wild. So, off we are to free a queen. She's being held at the Arl of Denerim's estate. We sneak in by using some uniforms that the queen's handmaiden has stolen, and this part of the mission is relatively straightforward, as long as you don't talk to anyone, don't walk into the captain's office, and don't walk in on the maid and the guard making out in the closet. We won't get caught. We are sneaky. Eventually, we find the room where the queen is being held. She is behind a door that is magically locked, and we can't get her out unless we find a mage who cast the spell. According to Queen Honora, that mage is probably by Arl Howe's side. The search for Arl Howe and his mage leads us into the dungeons. As soon as we get there, we witness a prisoner kill a guard and then steal the guard's clothing. He has a vaguely French accent, so we know he is Orlesian. He introduces himself as Riordan, and he claims to be a Grey Warden from Orlais. Alistair remembers him from his joining, so it checks out. Turns out he was sent to Ferelden when no word was sent to the Wardens about the outcome of Ostegar, and then he was quickly, tossed in jail by Loghain because he's Orlesian. Yes, Matt, you are waving your hand.
Don't Grey Wardens know other Grey Wardens around? Don't they, can't they sense the taint and then they can find it, oh, you're a Grey Warden because you drank the blood?
Yeah. So the taint, the Grey Warden, feeling stuff is one of those things that they wrote into the game and then quickly realized is really, really hard to actually have in the game because it just gives away the game. So if the Grey Wardens can feel the Darkspawn, then we would know where all the Darkspawn are all the time. So they had write a
you can see them on the map,
Alistair
right?
And well, only if you have survival, right? At a high enough. Which I think Alistair starts with a point in survival to kind of give a reason as to why he sees the Darkspawn, but then he also sees everything else. And then he says the reason the Grey Warden that the protagonist can't see it is because it's something that you gain over time, which is why we can't sense them. So yeah, that whole thing, you kind of have to just take it when they give it to you, and when they don't, you kind of forget about it. And that's gonna be part of the whole game. That doesn't go away in the next 3 games.
Don't pay too close attention. Got it.
So, our friend from Orlais, he is going to head to Arl of Redcliffe's estate in Denerim because he needs a little bit of resty poo after being tossed in jail and murdering a guard. But hey, now there are 3 wardens in the world. Yay! And not the world. There's a lot more in the world. There's 3 wardens in Ferelden. That is the important thing.
Yes.
We continue through the dungeon, killing just so many guards.
Right.
Until we eventually find another group of cells. Inside the first cell, we find Von Kendalls. You'll remember him from such hits as The City of Origin Story, where he kidnapped a wedding party because he doesn't see elves as deserving any rights. Why would he give them those? We are given the option of freeing him, leaving him in the cell, or just murdering him. If we free him, he will agree to support the Grey Wardens at the Landsmeet. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a sword. In the next cell over is Saurus, a city elf who helped his cousin free the elves who were kidnapped by Von Kendalls. We free him because we're not monsters. Right, Matt? We didn't kill anybody. And Daniel has asked me to stop. I will pause here.
I wanted to know what Matt did with Von Kendalls. Did you free him? Did you keep him in the cell? Or did you take care of business?
I don't remember this guy. So
Oh, did you not get to that point? You cannot find... So these are in part of, like, they're further into the dungeon, so you don't always have to find them.
I don't think okay, so I just must have left him in the cell because I don't remember seeing this guy.
Yeah. So I left him in the cell as well because it's one of those things where I was like, this seems like not my problem. You're a bad dude. Seems like you belong in jail. So there you stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this Arl Hal guy, but, you know, he's in your jail. You're in his jail and might as well just keep you here, right?
Yeah. So depending on
sometimes a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside the next cell is another person. Nailed that one. We don't know this guy, but he says he is a Templar and he was tracking a blood mage named Jowain. Hey, we know that guy. Turns out he caught up with Jowain, and then both of them were captured by Logain. Jowain was sent to assassinate the Earl of Redcliffe, and Ernmerinic was left to rot. He wants us to give his ring to his sister, who also happens to be a noble. If we do so, she'll rescue him and then support the wardens at the Landsmeet.
Okay,
in the final cell is
fair play to you. Fair play to you. First of all, that person has so many vowels in your name. The only way to say it is
Erminurk.
All I's and all E's. There are so many I's and E's in that name.
I'd like to buy a consonant.
Yeah, impossible. In the final cell is Rexel. Rexel was driven insane because he ate darkspawn flesh to survive after the Battle of Ostegar. And then he was tortured for funsies by Arl Hal. What a cool dude. We can either kill him or free him. And we get this quest super early in the game, and it is really anticlimactic when we finish it. Daniel, can you talk about that? I don't know what that line means.
So you get this quest, and then one more that you complete actually in a couple that you actually complete in the Alienage. You pick up when you first go to the Chantry, when you first get to Denerim.
Oh, this guy. I found this guy.
Yeah, so this just sits in your quest log. This one, and then one we don't talk about in the Elven Alienage, I'll talk about it now, where it's like, find, what's his name, Sextant. And then you find it. And that's just the end of the quest. Like, so this quest sits in your quest log for 50 hours of your life. And then it's just like, you click them and then you're done. And you're like, oh, cool. I'm so glad that this was a quest. For like that you get at the beginning of the game. And they know you can't complete until the end of the game. Because you can't get into these locations until the end of the game. So these are impossible quests to finish until the end of the game. So there are quests that you have that just sit in your quest log that you have to assume you're going to get to at some point. It's just crazy. This guy's sad because he actually is kind of insane, but yeah, it didn't really do anything with it. So it's like, all right, moving on.
Oh well. Next up is the torture chamber where we find Oswin, the son of Ban Seahard, being tortured on the rack. Turns out his friend was at Ostegar and told Oswin that they were ordered to turn their backs and leave the field. His friend disappeared, and the next day they came for Oswin, and they tortured him in order to find out if Oswin had told anybody what he had learned. We continue on until we find and kill Arl Hal and his mage. There really isn't much to this fight unless we are a human noble, because Arl Hal betrayed the human noble and their family. Okie dokie. Hal is dead, so let's go free the queen. We head back upstairs, and she is disguised as a guard, and off we go. Except, nah. Remember that lackey from Logain, Cothrang? Well, she is waiting for us at the entrance of the estate, and we are given our first big decision, TM of the day. This one is pretty straightforward. We can choose to either fight or surrender. This fight is one of the most difficult of the game, and losing isn't a game-ending outcome. If we win, we walk out of the estate and continue on with our day. If we lose, we are taken to Fort Drakon as a prisoner. The other option, to surrender, also ends up with us being taken to Fort Drakon. Either way, the rest of our party is let go and the queen is freed. So maybe Catherine isn't all bad?
So this whole part of the game is pretty fun, depending on, like, it's either just interesting because you kind of meet some interesting people, or it's like oh, I remember that guy. I remember that thing or that place because like this is the location of Leliana's song, the DLC. So like the rack that you discover that one noble on was the rack that our dwarf companion was murdered on. And then, yeah. And then the human noble origin story began here. Did it begin here? I'm pretty sure it began here. This was like they were the Arl's, her father was the Arl of Denerim, and then Arl Howe betrayed them, and then went to Ostegar, and then because this was a whole thing beforehand, because the human noble's family wouldn't have supported Loghain doing what he did, and supported the Arl of Redcliffe. There was a whole like bunch of like this cool noble posturing like in the origin story of the human noble that like paid off at the end of the game when you got back to Denerim, got back and kind of like take on Arl Howe. So really, really cool. Then this whole like getting captured scene is fantastically fun because Queen Honora is playing 7D chess while the rest of us are just eating bugs off our backs like we're apes. It's so good. Like she immediately puts together that she cannot be seen to be in cahoots with the warden because then it will seem like all those guards that you killed and all that kind of stuff was like her doing it. And then she has to play the neutral in order for her to like potentially remain as the queen. And so she is trying to get you to not like say, hey, we came and rescued her. And so if you do say that, she throws you under the bus immediately. And it is fantastically cool and super duper fun. Matt, what did you do in this scene? Did you surrender or fight?
She immediately threw me under the bus. Mm-hmm. And then I surrendered. I'm like, yeah, fine, arrest me. Take her back to where take her and what's her name back to, you know, the thing. We'll go to jail. We'll deal with it from there.
Do you have Alistair with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Alistair will go with you as well to jail because he's a warden as well. Yeah.
He wasn't happy about it, but he went. Yeah. But yeah. So it was nice.
I did the same thing. I was like, I don't think I am supposed to say, like, mention that you and I are in cahoots, but I clicked it anyways. And then she I was like, oh, I feel bad and dumb now. Take me to jail.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to win a fight. I mean, I could probably win the fight, but like, I'm not going to test it. And it's not going to look good before the Landsmeet, but that doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. And what's cool is like, you can Cawthorne, like we don't talk about it later on in the episode, I don't believe. So we'll talk about now. She'll confront you at the beginning of, is it the Landsmeet?
Yeah, because
she confronts you at the beginning of the Landsmeet, and then you can either fight her or you can convince her to join you, and she will like take your side against Loghain. It's super cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should have tried that harder.
The first thing you do in all these games is a role-playing game. You max out whatever like coercion or whatever like the social chat is in these games.
I have no coercion. All I have is threaten, and threaten it like just put me straight into the fight.
Always gotta coerce. So whether you lost or surrendered, welcome to Fort Drakon. Think of it like Alcatraz, minus the whole island business. I think that's just called a jail, Dano. We wake up in our underwear and are given the second big decision of the game.
It's a big fortress.
It's a big fortress, like prison in the middle of a giant city, and it's like, you know, really like well known. I think that's so. It's like, I don't know. You're probably right. It's a prison.
It's a prison. This time we get to choose whether we want to be rescued or try to escape on our own. If we try to escape, we do so. We wander around, find our clothing and armor, make a few friends who we dupe into helping us escape, and then we escape. If we wait, we are asked by a fellow prisoner, or Alistair if he thinks if he was with us when we were captured, who we think will come. We get to pick some names, and lo and behold, they come and rescued us, dressed as members of the Chantry. This also happens. This is kind of I like that it happened in Chrono Trigger, and we're just playing games where you get thrown in jail and your friends come and rescue you, or you can break yourself out.
Yep.
What is the Doofenshmirtz quote? It's happened to me twice, which isn't a lot, but it's pretty crazy that it happened twice.
Yeah. If I had a nickel. Dano, you've made a note here. Would you like to talk about this?
Yes. So there are these like side quests that happen in one of the taverns where there are these two mystery like quest givers, and you're basically completing quests for both of them, and but you never get to know who they are, and they're both kind of like a little under the table, and you kind of get the idea eventually that one of them is more or less better than the other one, and so you can like pick a side essentially. And if you pick the side, then once that's done, then the quest line is finished, and the only way to finally for it to complete is for you to be ambushed in the streets of Denerim somewhere. It's a random encounter, and then you have to kill this person, and then that opens up a location for you to go and actually finish the quest chain. So I did the whole escaping thing. So if you do the escape, you escape on your own. So it was just me. And it's a really fun escape scene, by the way, because you escape, you steal some guards' clothes, and then you make friends with 2 new guards, and the 3 of you have to like bumble your way around lost, and everyone's like, "Aw, newbies. Now the password is this to leave. And now go and present yourselves in front of the captain and make sure you do a good job." And it's like so funny. You're like, "Oh, these people who I'm going to murder later, they're just people. They're just doing their job. They're just trying to get some silver and put food on the table."
Mine was a straight up murder spree out the door. It was me and Alistair, and then like it was great because I chose to escape, right? So me and Alistair are just murdering our way through this castle, trying to get our way out the door, just going to every room possible and murdering everybody in them and looting them, and then making our way towards the exit, like as you do.
I didn't kill a single person in this part of the game. I escaped on my own, didn't kill a single person. I think unless it was like, if I had to kill someone the initial time, I think to get out you had to kill the initial guard. But other than that, it was basically a bloodless escape.
No, but straight up murder spree all the way out the door. But then I get to the final room with a big open chamber. And Morrigan and Leliana are there, and Leliana goes, "I had such a good plan, and you guys are here."
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just walk out so like you just end up, if you're like do it bloodless, you just walk out the front door with your 2 new buds. It's just like go about your day. And so I go about my day, and you know how it does like that blood trail when you're walking through the map. So it does that, and then I get the 2 swords saying I got an encounter, and I was like, "Oh, what's this gonna be?" And then it was just me by myself, and I was like, "Uh-oh!" And it was like the lieutenant it was like a boss fight essentially with like 10 henchmen, and I was like, "Oh no!"
I got the same thing, but I had a full party. It was nice.
Oh
yeah, full party seems better.
But also, that one also had story consequences.
What's the story consequences?
Spoiler alert!
Oh,
for later.
Isn't that one. This was
no. This is a separate incident that happened when I was traveling away from this.
That was the Zebrin thing.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't have Zebrin.
Spoiler alert!
That one hit earlier for me. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, he really?
Yeah, that one I got pretty early on in Denerim. I think. I don't think it was even. Yeah. So. It might happen. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure how, but that one happened earlier for me. So a couple weeks ago, that one happened.
Oh.
Well, back at the Arl of Redcliffe's estate in Denerim, we get to finally chat with the Queen. She gives us an alternate choice to making Alistair king, which is to support her as the Queen. She tells us that she has basically been in charge this whole time, so why not just let her rule? She also points out that the Arl of Redcliffe will be seen as trying to put a puppet on the throne the same way Loghain was doing. She presents herself as a neutral option for all Ferelden to get behind. Alistair is 100% behind this option because Alistair really doesn't want to be king. Redcliffe isn't sure about this. He thinks Alistair will be just fine. He does have royal blood, which is more important than being competent, obviously. And he's sure that Alistair will probably be competent eventually anyway. We can suggest marrying the 2 of them, and the fun part of this option is that we suggested to the Arl of Redcliffe without talking to either Alistair or Honora first. So, good for us.
Alistair points it out, too. He's like, "Go ahead, keep talking about me like I'm not here. That's okay."
Right? Yeah, it's funny.
Good. No matter what we think, we don't have to make a decision now, because Honora tells us that there's a plague in the Elven alienage, and she thinks her father is behind it. She says if we go in there and find out what is happening, we will get some more ammunition to use against him in the Landsmeet.
Alrighty, into the alienage we go, and yes, there actually is a plague. Then there is
slavery.
A plague, and yeah, we're gonna get to that part. We haven't got to that part. So right now it's a plague.
Hey,
It's a
Okay,
plague. You're spoiling 5 minutes from now, Matt. And this is like an actual location. So this is similar to, it's not Orzammar large, but it's, another part of like the main story of the game. So we have side quests to do. And we're really close to the end of the game, so you really, really want to rush to get there. But there are some fun side quests that we need to talk about. The first is a beggar who claims that she is hearing voices. While snooping around an orphanage, we find a blind Templar who says he can sense an evil presence in the Alienage, an ability he gained after losing his sight while fighting some demons. Sure enough, he and the beggar are right, and we find an old orphanage that is haunted with ghosts of mistreated orphans and some demons who are feeding off their misfortune. We clear out the demons and believe the fight is over, but to both the Templar and the Warden's surprise, the original demon who blinded this Templar surprised us and stabbed him in the back with a trident, killing him dead. Then we go ahead and kill the demon and find a amulet and give it to the beggar, and she's like, yay, this is my grandma's. I don't hear voices anymore. So, yay us. Sad for Sir Otto the Templar, but yay us. Moving on, there is a war veteran who asks for 50 silvers. This is my favorite. It's not even a quest in the game. This is my favorite part of the game. It's not even a proper quest. It's something that just happens. So there is a war veteran who asks for 50 silvers. If we give him 50 silvers, he returns with his adult friend named Orphan Ollie, who tells us that he is an orphan and says that his mother is, quote, especially dead. They ask for more money. If we give them more money, they will return with a group of 10 more elves and ask for more money. If we give them the money, and then the next time, so if we give them more money, the next time they will return, they will ask for 50 silvers one more time. If we give them the 50 silvers, the entire group will remain there and cheer for our generosity every time we walk by, never asking for any money again. It's just
iconic.
It's so
extremely good.
You just walk by and you have your own Elven cheering section. It's just amazing.
That's amazing.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Then, so back to the main quest and the plague. So we find a hospice being run by some Tevinter mages. That's weird. Firstly, we aren't in Tevinter, so why are there Tevinter mages here? Second, Tevinter mages are super into blood magic and aren't at all shackled to the chantry like mages in Ferelden. So why is the chantry okay with this? Third, apparently some elves go into the hospice and come back days later healthy, while others go in and never return. This should probably be investigated. There are 4 ways we can investigate it. Option 1, if we are an elf, we can pretend to be sick. Our friends can't come in with us, though. Option 2, we can annoy the Tevinter mages until they attack us, and then we kill them and go through the front door. This is a bit dangerous, though, and some of the elves around the entrance might get hurt. Option 3, pick a lock to the apartments next door and skip the hospice altogether and get to the boss fight. And then option 4, bribe the guard or kill the guard at the back door. This isn't a big decision TM because no matter how we get in, it's the same number of fights. So once we're inside, we do find a bunch of elves in cages, which is not normally how hospice works. It turns out that these are Tevinter slavers who are, thanks Matt, who are in cahoots with Loghain. They get to take a bunch of slaves, and then they give Loghain a bunch of money. We have the leader of the slavers and his lead mercenary to deal with. The mercenary is an archer named Devera. She has 9 other mercenaries with her. They are all super good fighters, but they can be intimidated out of the fight if you have high enough coercion. I did not. The leader of the Tevinter slavers is Caladrius. There's an R there. Caladrius.
Yeah.
He is a blood mage. He really doesn't want to fight you. He doesn't have a dog in this fight at all. He just wants to leave with his slaves. Now it is time for the big decision TM. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. We can refuse to parlay and just attack him outright. Just option 1 right there. Just boom. Just go ahead and fight him. If we do talk to him, he says that if we pay him 100 gold and let him leave with his slaves, he will give us proof that Loghain was in on the slave trade. Okay. But he gets to take the slaves. Not great. So if we accept that offer, that's the end. Cool, great. We get the proof. On with our day. Bad news for slaves. We can also refuse that offer outright, leading to battle. We can counteroffer via persuasion and say, we'll accept the deal, but you give me the letter for free, which he'll accept because he gets to leave with his slaves. We can also counteroffer, intimidate him, leave the profits and the letter, take your slaves and go, which he will also do. Counteroffer, intimidate, leave the elves and take the letter. He will not take that one. And then counteroffer, intimidate, you leave everything and you get to get out with your life. He also won't take that one. He really wants his slaves. So if you choose to defend the elves, you have to fight. This is a really, really difficult fight because he is really powerful mage. He has like massive AoE spells. He has, like, as soon as you get within melee, he'll cast Cone of Cold, which is super annoying. And then all of those mercenaries are basically just crossbowmen. And so they're just like pinging you from across the way. It's absolutely miserable. It's absolutely brutal.
He actually, if you focus him, he will start killing his people around him for life. It's actually super cool.
Yeah. So as you kind of take his damage down, if you try to take him down instead of taking the mercenaries first, as you take him out, he'll just like he'll do blood magic and like kill his mercenaries in order to gain life back. Really good fight. Really, really difficult fight. Really fun. So this fight ends with the slaver having a few hit points left. He has one final offer. We can let him go and he'll give us proof, or he will sacrifice all of the slaves he collected and give us a permanent boost of power. So he'll do that for us if we let him leave with his life. We can also just kill him. No matter what we choose here, we get the proof that Loghain was in on the scheme. If we do let him sacrifice the slaves in a blood magic ritual, we get 1 whole point to our constitution. Oh,
hey,
that's was 30
is all lives. These lives. Yeah. That's fine, right?
Yep.
You told me to drink the blood, right? No.
What'd you do, Matt?
I just murdered. I just straight up murdered him.
Same. This fight was so hard, though.
Hard to argue with that call.
Yeah, it's like let a slaver live for maybe some power, maybe some. Yeah.
You don't know what that is. So it could have been like 25 points to your constitution. It doesn't say. It's just like, I will give you power. And you're like, oh, but these are people. So no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you could do like the ultimate racist playthrough and be like, yeah, they're elves. They don't count.
Oh, you could, especially if you're like playing as a human noble, because like that you start and you have slaves.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, yeah, I'm not sure if they actually are slaves, so don't like, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to that. So
yeah, servants who
there's
aren't
definitely
paid
a playthrough where
way.
you could do that if you want to. So
yes,
yeah, really fun. That's the Elven Alienage. I enjoyed it immensely. There's a whole bunch there with like side story of you getting to know like the different like power players, but basically it ends up being a bunch of Deventer slavers who are trying to just make Loghain a quick buck. So great. Good for Loghain. So it is time for the Landsmeet, and there is a lot going on here. So in order to quote unquote win the Landsmeet, you need 5 total points. The game doesn't tell you any of this. It doesn't tell you that there are points. It doesn't tell you, this is all played out in the background. All you know is that you've been going around and talking to people and trying to get them on your side, and then you hope it works out. So, but the way that works behind the scenes, you need 5 points in order to win. So that's it. It's time for one more big decision TM, at least tonight. So if you have Anora with you, you get an automatic +3 points. Good for her. Good for you. The Grand Cleric will say bad things against Loghain for +2. After that, it's mostly each noble gives you 1 point or -1 point against you if they're on Loghain's side. So depending on like different things that you did in Denerim, you may, like if you freed, ban what's his name's son, that's a point for you. If you help the Templar, that's a point for you. All these people are kind of interconnected with different power players in Denerim. So that's basically how you're trying to get all these points. If you don't like do these little side quests and side missions or talk to the right people or talk to them the right way, you're essentially losing points and they become points for Loghain. Loghain tells us that we have no honor and we shouldn't have killed Howe in his home. I mean, no, it wasn't even his home. Anyways, we can bring up that selling slaves is pretty bad. Or we can mention that, planning to poison a man in his home is also pretty bad. It is a bad thing to bring up Alistair early on. In my playthrough, I didn't bring him up at all because I never wanted to put him on the throne. So I was like, I'm just going to pretend Alistair doesn't exist because it doesn't seem like there's any reason to bring him up. And that apparently is the right play, reading how things work in the background here. So I felt kind of good.
You can bring him up in the third one, I think is what I read, on the third argument. So you get like 3 choices essentially during this. And if you're bringing him up on the last one, then people will buy it. But if you're bringing it up too early, people will not. It's who's to say why?
And I think I get why bringing him up isn't great because it's kind of like, oh, hey, here's the half son of the king. Well, the full son of the king, but like half. He's a bastard son of the king. So I can see why that would be a little hinky. It makes sense intuitively. So folks don't really know him, and we should probably showcase that Loghain is bad before we bring up Alistair, who they don't really know. So a breakdown of how we get votes. Honora will vote for you if you support her claim. Cool. The Grand Cleric will vote for you if you complete the Lost Templar and bring up that Loghain used in Apostate Mage. Von Kendalls will vote for you if you freed him. That's the racist jerk. We did not. Ban Alfstana will vote if you gave her brother's ring and talk about how the Blight is the real threat. Then she actually goes and frees her brother, and it's great. Ban Sigard will vote for you if you complete the Tortured Noble quest, and then we'll bring up that slavery is bad. Ara Wolf will vote for you if you mention that the Blight is the real threat and not, the Orlesians. A Mysterious Noblewoman will vote for you if you complete the Trial of Crows quest. This is kind of wonderful. The Trial of Crows quest is you can go and be an Antivan Crow for a day, essentially. And so in the back of one of the taverns, there is like a go-between between you and the Antivan Crows. And you go and he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm big fan of your work, by the way. There's a chest behind me. If you want to open it, cool, go ahead. And if you choose to read anything in there and then follow through on any of it, that sounds great. Or not, I'm not your mom. And then so you can keep on going back and he'll be like, cool, that was awesome. That chest back there, there might be more stuff in it. Maybe not. I don't even know what that chest is all about. And then you go through and it's 3 or 4 different assassinations and they're all bad dudes. So it's you're not assassinating regular. It's our house buddy, or it's so it's all people who are attached to Loghain. So it doesn't break too much immersion if you're playing a good guy and then also playing through the Antivan Crow quest line. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's kind of good times. After the discussions, if you won, you will achieve legitimacy and either Loghain will start a brawl or you can agree to duel to decide the fate of the realm, which, I won. I'm not sure why I had to fight. I feel like I shouldn't have to fight. No matter what, you have to fight, which I think is weak. Yeah. So what was the point of all of it if no matter what, we're going to have a fight to figure out the end? I thought that was super weak. I was like, I just spent 60 hours of my life trying to get all this ironed out, and you're telling me that we're just going to have a little swordsy fight? Come on.
A duel to the death, yeah.
Now, you can, so you have the duel. You can choose any of your party members to also fight the duel instead of you. So, say you're playing a healer or something like that. You're not, stuck to this situation where...
you cannot... The dog will not cannot be your champion.
I was going to bring that up. And so you can choose the dog to be your champion. And then the Earl of Redcliffe, who is just the biggest bummer, will be like, I don't think the Mabari should be allowed to be your champion because they could be bribed with some Mabari crunch. I'm like, no, I got a good dog. It was fun to if you do it because happy bark, which I think is fantastic. If Alistair duels Loghain, it will cut him off any possibility of a marriage between him and Honora. Because Honora is very much like the daughter, right? She accepts that he did a lot of bad stuff, but she still loves her dad. And so through all of this, she does not want you to She wants her dad out of power, but she does not want him killed. It makes for a really interesting and difficult like spot that you kind of get in here.
And Alistair will always kill Loghain. If you have anybody else as the champion, or if you fight, then you will get the choice. But if you just send Alistair, Alistair will just straight up murder him. So
this is fun, right? So, at the end, you will either have Alistair or Anora or both of them on the throne. So you can choose to put Alistair on the throne as king. You can choose to put Anora on the throne as queen, or if like how things go, they will get married and they will serve as king and queen. If Alistair becomes king, or if he marries Anora, he will cease to be a party member. If you place Alistair on the throne, Loghain dies. So at this point, after you defeat Loghain, we are given the option of like keeping him alive or killing him. And the way we keep him alive is Riordan gives us the option of, hey, he's a pretty famous warrior and leader, so why don't we make him a Grey Warden? And so you are given the option here of turning Loghain into a Grey Warden. He's like the secret companion that like the wiki is always referring to. Secret companion is Loghain. If you place Anora on the throne by herself and intend to keep Alistair in your party and then try to recruit Loghain as a Grey Warden, Alistair will tell you no, that he should not be allowed to live. If you say, no, Alistair, we're going to do this, like that's part of being a Grey Warden is if you choose to be a Grey Warden, that is your choice, and you're essentially like, that's part of the conscription. That's part of like our deal as Grey Wardens. We accept this. And he's like, nothing he cannot be forgiven for what he has done, which to be fair, I'm on Alistair's side. But if you keep on pushing it, Alistair will straight up leave. So like you either get Loghain in your party or you get Alistair in your party. You cannot have both. Which I learned the hard way, and thankfully I saved right before I went into the Landsmeet because I had to redo.
Incredible.
I was like, because I knew that this was a pass. I was like, oh, I think it'd be fun to have Loghain in my party at the end of the game this time. Because I didn't do it last time. I just killed him. I'm like, I'm gonna play a little bit different this time. So I was like, chill, Alistair, chill. And then I pushed it, and he's like, fine, I'm gone. I'm like, whoa, no. I kind of like you. So at this point, if you place Anora on the throne, she will choose to either banish or kill Alistair. And you have to like use your one favor with her to keep her in the group. And she'll be like, I hope you don't regret this, because she doesn't want there to be any like royal blood out there to basically like someday revolt against her or her children. I think it's pretty cool. Right. Then at the end, you have Alistair. Like, Loghain's either Grey Warden, Alistair's your Grey Warden. Anora's queen, Alistair's queen, or both of them are together. Did I miss anything? Or if you played as the male human noble, you can also become king with Anora, which I absolutely
that's
love.
fun.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
Yeah. I kind of regret not playing a male human noble now, because that would have been
you want to be king of Ferelden with hanging out with Anora.
It would have been fun how that plays out in the third game. Right? Because I have to imagine that would come up, because the Grey Warden is brought up a lot in like later games. And so I wonder how that would have played out, because I think Anora even is brought up in Inquisition. To the point, she might even like make some appearances. I could be wrong, but I don't remember for sure. But yeah, the Landsmeet was super duper fun. Matt, how did your Landsmeet go?
All right, so going into the Landsmeet, after rescuing Anora and having a discussion with her in her room back at the estate, she and I came to an agreement, like, yeah, I would probably back you for queen if I could have Alistair. Or she was like, I'll back, like, we came to an agreement, like, fine, well, you can be queen. We get to the Landsmeet finally. She reneges on the deal and goes and supports Loghain. And I just call her out like, you like, one of the negative options is for she's like, you betrayed me, blah, 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 blah. And then the vote comes, and the vote is tied. at the end. So Logain and I have to fight. Logain yields. I chose myself. I chose my own character as the for the duel, and eventually, like I'm like, we get through the Grey Warden discussion, and I'm like, Alistair, it's up to you. And so Alistair just straight up murders him. It's great. And then I try to convince Alistair and Honora, because that was still part of the deal. Honora would be queen, Alistair would be king. Neither of them wanted to do that, but I still was like, this is your last chance. And both like she said, I would rather be in jail in a tower than be married to Alistair. I'm like, fine. Alistair, you're king.
I mean, honestly, same.
Yeah. It's like, all right, fine. Alistair, you're king. You get to be king. And so that's how it ended up with me. So I'm like, did I make the right choice? Did I lose the party member? I don't know. Logain deserves to die because, like, I think I was like, maybe you do it. And he's like, but Alistair convinced me, and I let Alistair like make the choice.
So you went into the end of the game with only 2 Grey Wardens?
Yeah.
Oh, but
I had Alistair. No, Alistair was in my party at the end.
Oh, Alistair was, even though he was king?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought if Alistair was king, he wasn't in your party.
No, it was
he doesn't become king yet. He's just like nominated for king.
He's nominated. Yeah. So, but he still was able to go to the final battle.
I thought there were like certain ways this worked out where maybe it's only if you bring Logain with that he nopes out of the party. Okay, I thought he noped out of the party if he was elected king at any point. Okay.
No, I had Alistair because he's he's my main tank. I'm the off tank.
Gotcha. Yeah, he was just
no. It was very interesting. I thought it was like because like and it felt very valid for the game I was playing.
That's fun. So. That's fun. Yeah, I put Honora on the throne. I didn't put her there. She wanted to be there. I knew that was coming, and so I worked towards that basically the whole game. So it wasn't a big surprise. I think she's a better ruler than Alistair. So like, I don't think it's really much of a competition. Like, I think one of them's competent and the other is Alistair. So
I mean,
he's fine. He's a good guy. I like Alistair. He's a great friend. We're besties.
It works. It works out. It works out at the end in the end title card. So that's all that matters.
I can't wait to get to the end to see how things go for you. I already spoiled those in the chat. Anyway, I know. I like for everybody
next
else.
Week.
Yes. I mean, I know what happens, but I put Queen. I had Logain executed. Honora as queen, and Alistair remained a Grey Warden with me. So that's how I went into the final battle. It's a ton of fun. I love the Landsmeet. I love this whole section of the game. It's fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, it's super good.
How about you, Stormrage? How was it for you?
I mean, I can tell you what I watched.
Who are you watching, by the way? Are you watching for the YouTube videos? Do you have a specific YouTuber you're watching?
Yeah, it's not like it's just a walkthrough, and they have like 500 views on each of their videos.
Oh,
that's perfect.
Let me see if I can find the name of it.
I'm watching a fantastic YouTuber.
They killed Logain and they put Honora on the throne, I believe.
Boo.
Boo indeed.
I would have made her queen if she would have been on my side, but she didn't.
You don't like Honora?
She betrayed me.
I like Honora. I thought
she
she was a lot of fun.
Me. She reneged on the deal. So
I'm fascinated into how that happened because I
want to know.
I
too,
never
because...
read about that as a possibility.
So much happened with your playthrough, Matt, that I didn't know was possible. Go ahead and talk about Zevran now. I mean, there's no time we're going to do that. So.
Oh no, that's in our Naga sandwich.
Oh okay.
That's also in our 3 questions. So.
Oh okay. I was looking for the name of the YouTuber that I've been watching, but I'll put it somewhere else. She's been great. To like remember how certain things went, like fast forward through her videos. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the Naga sandwich then.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Much.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
You forgot that part.
It's not written down, so he forgot.
Yeah.
So I have the first good, and it's the court intrigue. It's just so super duper fun. Logain and Amara are both incredibly well written, and they're both like quite obviously like written very purposely, be very, very good. Like in like the battle of like court essentially, right? And they're both super well spoken, and they both like talk circles around everybody else, and so you're just like trying your best to like choose the right options that aren't going to make you sound like an idiot, and no matter what you choose you still do.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. I absolutely loved it. And like you feel what's so fun about the way Logain was written and the way Honora is written as well is you feel like you're just trying to keep up with them. Like they'll say something and you'll respond with what's gotcha. And then they'll completely twist what you gotcha them with into like, again, making it sound like they're the good person. And it's just so well done and so much fun. I absolutely loved all of this bit of the game. The Landsmeet was super duper fun. Stormrage.
I have the not so good, and it's that I still can't play the game, and I'd like to make decisions. I'd like to set both of them on the throne, because I think that would make for the best possibility. And I did not realize that a lot of the options, if you are a human noble, you can also put yourself on the throne here, and that sounds rad as heck. And I'm going to include a not so good here as a circle mage. You don't really get a whole lot of cool options throughout the game. I've realized that it is the weakest background as far as like story implications. There's a few lines in the circle tower, and that's like it. After that, nobody really cares, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, so I mean, the most powerful class to play is mage. Like mages are bonkers powerful in this game, incredibly crazy powerful in this game. But yeah, as far as like role playing is concerned, you're not doing much of that as a mage. It's really too bad. You get more of that in like Dragon Age 2 for sure, and Inquisition as well, because of how mages like are so integral to like the plot of this of like the stories and stuff. But yeah, in this one, it's pretty weak. It's too bad. So
yeah.
Kind of as a quasi good that you don't get a play. No, it still sucks.
Yeah. Matt, tell us about how you broke the game yet again.
So I was betrayed. That's the best good. I was betrayed by a party member. So I was walking back from the prison from Alcatraz, whatever it's called, and I had a random encounter. And in that random encounter was a crow, one of those assassin crow people. And he's like, Teven Crow. And he's like, haha, Warden, I've come for you. And by the way, since Zevran didn't finish the job, and I'm surprised Zevran isn't there with you. And then Zevran pops up, is like, haha, I am here. And then
that's how it goes.
Yeah, and then basically Zevran says, I am going to kill you now. And you're like, what? And then all of a sudden you're in a fight. And you're killing Zevran along with all the other dozen or so crows in the scene, and you basically slaughter them all, and Zevran is dead. Zevran betrays me. The end.
Did you not talk to him all game?
I talked to him a little bit. I handed him some gifts that we're supposed to give him. He was like in the middle. I don't know. I just didn't.
I wonder what
I didn't try.
I wonder what there must be a threshold of like approval there that has
whatever
to be
his
met.
like number is.
Yeah, that's approval, right? So there must be a threshold for approval where like if your approval is at 30 or above, then he takes your side. I'm just throwing a number out there. And if it's 30 or 29 or under, then he takes the side of the crows. I'm assuming that's what happened there. I didn't know that he would take their side. That's amazing.
Yeah, he took their side. I think I might have said something like Zevran's with me. He's I trust him, and then he's like, haha, and you're wrong, and then starts stabbing me. It was, basically, and it was great. It was a shock. It was amazing. I enjoyed it tremendously, and then I ended up murdering him and his buddies.
So
and took back the gear I gave him.
I think in this game, so Alistair can leave you in the Landsmeet. Zevran will leave you. Wynn will leave you multiple times if you play stuff wrong. Morrigan will leave you, but that's not quite yet. That's a spoiler for next week.
And then what's her name?
Will Leliana leave? Leliana
can leave you with the if you taint the ashes.
Yep,
right?
yeah. So like you can go into the final battle with like a super bare bones crew, which is pretty fantastically fun. That you can like hork it all up if you try hard enough.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number. I will ask myself 3 questions.
Alrighty, this is my time to shine, Matt. I have 3 questions for you. Let's start with one of them. What are you liking so far?
I like making choices. I like making the decisions I make in this game, even though sometimes I feel like they may be wrong. But it's also my game and the way I'm playing it. And it's also super interesting that other people have completely different experiences where they aren't betrayed by Zevran, or they don't kill Loghain and make Loghain part of your party and say Alistair hit the curb. It's super cool. I think it's super awesome that this is possible in this game, like from the start. It's great.
It is
really,
fantastic.
really cool. Dano, what are you liking so far?
So I like that even though it feels like we're racing to the end of the game's like, hold on. This is the Elven Alienage. You haven't been here yet, and you haven't hung out with many city elves yet. So why don't we just, right before the game ends, as we're racing to the finish line, one more batch of side quests. Let's get you just talking to some random NPCs. We got like 3-4 hours of your life to kill here, right? You don't want to go and like get to the end of the game, do you? And like, yeah, you're right. I do want to go take care of that haunted house so the lady stops hearing voices. Thanks, game. You're right.
Matt, what are you struggling with?
The dumb NPCs. So like that quest where we were in the haunted house. Well, guess what happened? The NPC, we get into a fight. He runs into a closet where there's 3 dogs, and gets completely mauled to death. Like right there, like in the first room. It is amazing.
Like before you even got to the demon that like backstabbed him.
Yeah, like literally in the first room, he like runs off to the side, gets murdered, and dies. And the quest is over.
New ways for Matt to break the game every single week.
And like the quest is over. You can clear out the route. You can clear it out and get some XP and get some
This is a failed quest.
Some health post. It's a failed quest.
I didn't even realize.
Like you'll. And so in the quest log, it's like you'll never know what happened to like about what he was supposed to do to stop the demons.
Wow,
it's amazing. It is so good. I'm struggling with it, but I'm enjoying it. Like a failing quest is actually a thing you can do.
Oh my gosh! It was a one of those quests called on MMOs. Where you have to lead them through like
escort.
It's an escort quest. It was an
escort quest. Yeah, that I failed tremendously.
Who knew? Oh,
I could have reloaded the save, but I'm like, no, I don't care that much.
I love that for you. I would have reloaded the save because I just can't handle that. I need to go better at it. That's something I'm going to work on in Mass Effect 2. I want to play without like a build guide, and I'm going to like just make my decisions.
What game?
Dragon Age 2?
Dragon Age 2, like I said. I said Mass Effect because of my struggling with here. That's why I said it. Just curious.
Dano, tell us about what you're struggling with.
So I'm struggling with this not being Mass Effect 3. Like in Mass Effect 3, it had an amazing gamified way to like show your progress through like getting the things like all the different MacGuffins lined up to get to the end of the game. And it was awesome and I loved it. And then there were these amazing little like codex entries. They weren't called that, but essentially like whenever you got the little assets, it would explain what that asset was, where you got it from. And it was amazing and awesome. And I loved it. And I wish there was something like this, like that in this game. Now I understand that like Mass Effect 3 was like the third of a trilogy of BioWare games. And again, just like Mass Effect 1 wasn't as good as Mass Effect 3, Origins isn't as good as Mass Effect 3 either. So like it's not going to have that, but I really wish it did, because that would have been really fun if like throughout the entire game, like all these little decisions we were making with the dwarves and with the elves and with kind of like all added up to that final battle, which is the way it worked in Mass Effect 3. They're kind of similar games in that kind of way, where we're trying to like assemble our armies for like the big final fight.
Yep.
It's just Mass Effect 3 did it way better. But like obvious reasons why they did. I mean,
Yeah.
but other than that, it's fantastic. Like this game is, for it being when it came out and the type when this game released and the type of game it was, like it was as good as it's been done, and it's still done fantastically well. It's just not Mass Effect 3.
That is true. That's a true statement. Matt, what surprised you about the game?
The fact that Zevran actually betrayed me. Like I did not expect a party member who's been sitting in my camp ever since I picked him up, because I don't know. I just had my set party. That's all I used, and I didn't want to try to figure out his dialogue options. I talked to him every once in a while, but I never really got too deeply invested in his character, which is probably why he betrayed me.
I would say so.
But also the fact that there was the option for someone to betray you from your camp. It's amazing. I thought it was great. I loved it. That's what surprised, and it was very surprising to have Zevran turn against me and try to kill me. That was the most surprising thing.
Yes.
Dano, what has surprised you about the game?
There are some side quests with consequences, right, Matt?
Yeah.
This is a different type of situation, but it's still very, very fun. So you might remember that when we first got to Denerim, like 6 weeks ago at this point, there was this guy who was giving us quests to go and like rob nobles, to get one back for the little guy and to put one over on the nobles. And it's actually a quite long quest line that you actually can't complete until you get up to the Landsmeet. You have to complete it before the Landsmeet, but you can't actually start it until you kind of get to this part of the game. So at this point, he wants us to go rob the Arl Howell's estate in Denerim. So we go there, we rob his estate, and it ends up being a trap. Like you go in, and then it's a trap. You have to fight a few guards, and you get out. And, no big deal. And then, but if we go in that way, instead of like sneaking in with like under stealth, we end up having to fight our way out. And then it gets out that this whole time, the Grey Warden's been the one who's been the Grey Wolf, or whatever they call it. The name of this thief that's been kind of like been Robin Hooding around, essentially. And so all of the city guards who were on our side because we did these like quests with them and we like fought side by side against bandits are now against you. So if you talk to them in the street, they're like against you. If you like, while you're walking through Denerim, you'll have like random encounters where like giant groups of guardsmen, like 10, 15 of them, will just ambush you to try to like take you in and throw you in jail. And it's just super duper fun and really awesome that if you play out through this quest line, at the end, the consequence is that like, yeah, you got caught. And so now, like, you're not the good guy everyone thought you were, which is, I think, is super fun. The really fun part is, though, if you have someone stealth through this part of the game, so if they have maxed out stealth, you could have them stealth through the Arl of Denerim's estate, get to the point of the trap, and find out it's a trap, and then sneak your way back out, and no one will be the wiser. Which I think is super fun as well. So
That is fun.
Yeah, it's great. So I had Zevran do that while my Grey Warden stayed by the entrance.
Oh,
and so
that'd have been useful.
So Zevran like stealths through the whole thing, gets the trap point, and then I switch back over to the Warden and I exit the stage because I just had the Warden stay still.
Good.
Yeah. It's kind of cheesing the quest, but it felt kind of smart about it. So. And what's really fun is this quest line carries over a little bit into Dragon Age Awakening, which I absolutely love.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Dano, sell this game to a friend.
Force your friend to get married. Or don't. I'm not your dad.
Matt?
Do you like foiling slavery rings? Blah, words. And court intrigue?
Do you want to take a second go at that one, Matt?
Do you like foiling slavery rings and court intrigue?
Nailed
I got
it.
the game for you. There we go.
I feel like that's not your fault. Foiling slavery rings. Foiling slavery
hard to
rings.
say.
That's a tough phrase.
That's what I get for writing it down and not saying it first.
Yeah.
Big words are cool written down. They're awful when
Right?
spoken. Next week, we are heading to the Brecilian forest again, probably.
I always assume that's what's on next week's agenda.
Yeah.
It's not where we're going.
Next week's next week's the end of the game, isn't it?
It's
I think
the
it's just
end of Dragon Age Origins. Next week is the final battle, as well as some really, really fun scenes that happen right before the final battle that are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to want to miss next week. It's going to be so much fun. We're also going to give our final thoughts about the game, and we're going to rank the games before getting into Dragon Age Awakening after that.
Oh, I got to find that spreadsheet again, don't I?
Which spreadsheet's that?
The
evaluation of games one?
Oh, yeah, you do. That's shared. I can share it with you again.
No, I have it in my drive somewhere.
Cool.
Anyway.
All right, so that's it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to all our patrons for patronizing us. Special thank you to our producer and best friend forever, Ridiculous Hat. You can find links to the Discord and content information in our pinned comment on our Patreon page over at patreon.com/squelch.
And Dragon Age is a game, and I can break it, and it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah! Drink that darkspawn blood, baby!
This is the end of the show. Everybody bye!
So, knocking on wood here, I know, Storm Rage, you've had all the problems. Dano, you've crashed here and there, right? You've had crashing problems?
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. I think part of the problem was how many saves I had saved up. So I think it was just compounding problems. So I went in and because it started to get really bad in Awakening, where it was crashing on me every couple hours. And so I went in and deleted a ton of old saves, and I think that helped a little bit. But yeah,
I've had zero issues.
It's amazing.
Zero issues.
Cool.
None.
Nice.
None whatsoever. I don't understand it. Maybe if maybe if you fail some quests here and there and have some bad outcomes occur, it might help.
Maybe that's the problem. Is I'm just too good at the game. The game was like, we can't let this continue. We need to find a way to nerf him by refusing to allow the game to run at all.
Right?
Probably
That's
what
true.
happened. That's my guess. At least
100%.
my assumption.
I mean, that's the truth.
I can't wait for next week.
I can't wait for Dragon Age 2.
Same.
Oh,
I've actually,
buddy, you don't even know. Matt, you started playing it, didn't you?
I've played through the first bit of it, and I'm like, ooh.
It's so good. Don't get attached. Don't get attached.
I know, but it's very much Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. But better.
What do you mean don't get attached? Don't get attached to who? To what?
The combat.
To anything.
The combat. Don't get attached to the combat.
So
the combat in Mass Effect 2
okay.
is amazing. And BioWare was
Dragon Age 2?
Yeah, sorry, Dragon Age 2. The combat in Dragon Age 2 is what if the combat in Dragon Age Origins was no longer isometric and was much more dynamic and fun, but you still have the ability to pause and kind of do all that fun tactical stuff, but while also making it just a little bit more action RPG oriented. So
it's very streamlined.
Yeah.
And it's so much better.
Okay.
So it's a really cool marrying of tactical RPGs and action RPGs. And I think it's done, at least, I think it's done really, really well. I love the Dragon Age 2 combat. Love it. They do not keep it in Inquisition. They change it again. Because and that's the biggest problem with these games, I feel is they just don't stick with anything. Mass Effect, they reiterated on it and made it better, but in Origins to 2 to Inquisition, it's 3 different types of games. And so why are you doing that? Why would you? And they were just desperate for consoles, I guess. This needs to be a console game. And it's why? Why? And it was already console games. The other games are console games. So why did you need to? Why? It worked fine on consoles already. Why did you need to? Anyways, this Inquisition combat is still super fun. It's not bad. It's just not as good as 2, in my opinion. But we're gonna get there. We'll get there. Yeah. And Veilguard. We're getting there.
Yep.
All right. Should we go talk about money in the bank? Something I don't have.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. That's it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. And we'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.